one, I think.
Okay, hey, great.
Thank you, Al, for doing this.
Okay.
I have a number of questions, but it's late, and there aren't many of us left, so this will be an easy one.
Okay.
In a minute or less, hopefully less, without using the expression, I want to give something back to my community, off the table. Why do any of you want to serve on the city council?
Okay. Haney, you're up.
I think I want to serve on the city council because I want to make sure the decisions that are made at the council level are good, frankly, from a selfish standpoint for me and my family going forward. We built our house here almost 10 years ago, and when we moved in and our kids got into their rooms, my wife and I kind of half seriously, half jokingly tell them, get really comfortable in your rooms because you're going to be here until you go to college, because we're not going anywhere. So for a place that I've chosen, my wife and I have chosen to be in for the rest of our lives, it's important to me that the decisions that are made are good for the quality of life for me and my family, and hopefully the rest of my neighbors and my community as well.
Thanks, Haney. Trent?
I really have a two-pronged reason for serving. The first one was that I wanted to make sure that we were spending our tax dollars on Hermosa Beach, and what I saw was not the case. So I came to the table thinking that I would drive council and our will to spending money on Hermosa Beach and focus on the things that are visible and usable and make our lives better. And the word I use for that is betterment. I want to make Hermosa Beach better and buy things for the betterment. The other reason is for me personally, you know, I call on the who's who of LA as a daily job, and now I'm in the public sector. I work for Office Depot in the public sector. So there's synergies with me calling on the public sector and also serving in the public sector. So it helps me help myself, and so it's a win-win-win all the way around for Hermosa Beach to put me on this council.
Thanks, Trent. Pete?
Thank you. My involvement with the city really started years ago with Hermosa Beach Little League, and I didn't like what was going on there, so I volunteered my time, ended up being the president, and I really blame my two boys for my involvement with the city. But the reason I serve is because I think I bring a common sense approach to solving problems and bringing people together to improve the quality of life in our city, which I love. And I believe that by getting things done and making this city better, our small town atmosphere is better. We have award-winning schools that are great, but we all need to work together, and I feel that I have those traits to bring people together to make this city a better place to live. That's why I volunteer. I really consider this a volunteer job. It's not for the money, it's just to make the city better.
Thanks, Pete. Stacy?
Thanks for the question. I have a couple reasons why I decided to run again. We have a lot of projects in motion right now that I would like to see through, and I would like to make sure that there is adequate community input on these projects. It's our downtown, it's improving our community and municipal buildings, and it's seen through the transition properly with our LA County Fire Services. I also love this community. It's a place where you run into your neighbors everywhere you go. And I truly believe we all care for each other here. And finally, I really like to protect our biggest assets, our beach and ocean, and our open space. Thank you.
Thanks, Stacy. Matt?
All right, I'll keep my question, my answer very simple. I agree with what everyone has said, but I think what differentiated me, why I really want to do this, where I felt it was a call to duty, is I felt after the general plan, I felt that our individual liberties were being threatened, our property rights were being threatened, and I didn't like the direction that the government was taking our city in. I think there's some people who want to plan other people's lives rather than let them plan them themselves. And that's probably the most important thing to me, and that's why I'm here.
Thanks, Matt. Mary?
Thank you for the question. I really like it, and because we're going late, and nobody will be here by my closing statement, I'm going to borrow a little bit from my closing statement because it perfectly speaks to your question, sir. So I feel that there are few things more important than the conversation that we're having here tonight. Why do I feel that way? I feel that way because this is our home. This is where we live our lives. This is where we make our memories. And for some, this is where we make our living. So for me, the governance of our community is an absolute and sacred trust, especially in Hermosa Beach. We live in one of the most desirable places on earth. We have this precious, beautiful coastal community, which we must work diligently together to sustain well into the future. And we have so many passionate, smart, talented, committed people in Hermosa Beach. And we all love and feel very protective of her. And I did call her, so. But just one example, and I'm glad that Claudia Berman's here. There's a great group in Hermosa called Thrive Hermosa. With no bravado, with no fanfare, they have assembled quietly in a grassroots fashion, but very powerfully as well, just to make positive change rather than to just complain. So last, Stead,
You can summarize.
let's all agree that in Hermosa Beach, we start with one of the best hands dealt that there could possibly be. And I'm here to help make sure that the way we grow forward is in the interests of the future of this community. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. For the record, Greg Strangis, 2104 Circle Drive. Have a good evening.
Great, thanks. Great question.